But we've got a little bit of bad news. The bad news, actually, before the bad news, we've got like layers of bad news. It's that time of the year where we are about to start geeking out over hunting season. It's getting to that point where the pressure's changing and the deer are growing. We've got some nice buck here on the property this year. Hopefully we're introduced to them while we're sitting in a tree, but today is an exciting day because in our annual way, we are kicking off food plot prep. So we got a few different bags that we're gonna be taking to the back of the property this morning. We've got our high cal lime. We've got a mixture of what I like to call a smorgasbord that Becker is going to be coming over with here shortly. He left his John Deere here last night. If you guys can recall that upload from almost exactly a year ago to this very point in time where none of this actually even existed on the property. All of this was just woods. All of that was woods. All of that was woods. All of this was woods. I'd be standing in briars right now, essentially. Becker had his 3520 up on the other driveway entrance, and we had just moved to the property. And you know, Jake and I were sitting here reminiscing on just how much work we've done to get to a point where it doesn't even look like much work has been done. But hindsight is 2020, and we can't lose sight of all the work that we literally had to do to get to this point in time. Some really exciting things on the horizon, as you guys can see right here. The trusses have been delivered for the building, and trusses these things are. They're colossal, absolutely huge. Look at these things, guys. We're walking, we're walking, we're walking. We are now in the center of the truss. We just walked 30 foot. These are 60-foot span trusses that are gonna run front to back on the building at a 4 foot on center spacing. This is a massive sign of progress right before our eyes. It's materializing, guys. It's all about to start, and once we start, there's no slowing down. Now, before we head out into the woods, I just want to let you guys know that a really exciting announcement just came out for Dream Diesel giveaway number 19, and if you missed it, I want to take a minute to introduce you to the fact that from now, which this upload is live until August 25th at 11:59 p.m., your entries not only now count towards the Duramax and 30 grand, but they also count towards a brand new spanking new 2020 KTM 690 SMCR. It's their high-octane supermoto inspired bike that we picked up from JT Motorsports that we want to give to one of you. So if you enter between now and that day on the 25th or 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, your entries not only count towards the truck, but also that bike. So one of you is gonna take the truck home, and another one of you, if you enter this week, will be taking that bike home. If you're from far away, we're gonna ship it to you. If you're close, we're gonna bring you out so you can enjoy the ride home.
All right, guys, to get this a little bit better condition, we're gonna get all these little rocks out of the way so Becker can come in with his auger and just get all this nice and prepped. You might want to kill it. It's pissing. Kill it. So, yeah, that happened.
It never fails. Literally never, ever.
Oh, dang, dude. You sheared it off the cylinder, too. That's going to be scary. Where's that at? Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. I thought it came off down there. Well, that's tragic. He grumbles. You're starting to sound like your kid. Ah! Yo, that was messed up, dude.
Did it squirt you?
Almost. Fertilization, right?
Okay, see you in a little bit.
All right, have fun. Good luck. Always breaking stuff.
I mean, we disrupted the ever-living shit out of life. We'll find the next thing's an animal. Mission accomplished. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
It's all
On the vlog, you introduced yourself to an entire hive.
Bro, the camera started overheating right as that happened, so it was off.
This man met a whole bunch of buzzy bees.
However,
Buzzy busy bees.
I got my paybacks.
Spray spray, buzz buzz.
However, my leg does feel like it's gonna fall off.
Let's go. Unleashed, untamed, on a war campaign. All I'm hearing on the brain, no pain, no gain. Chokehold on the game, make them remember the name. Put my flag down, never back down till I'm all that remains. Put my money where my mouth is.
Salty.
Yes, let the fire blaze, let the bridges burn. Once we go to war, it ain't no return.
We got ourselves a solid plot, trying to keep those deer nice and full, happy, comfortable, and we want to consider this Resort Rocky Ridge out here the smorgasbord of goodies. We got big seeds, little seeds, everything from radish, sorghum, sunflower, and a whole bunch of other stuff that deer just find oh so delicious. Shout out to my good friend Tony with Becker Landscaping for coming through and bringing out the rototiller on the back of his 3520 there. That thing is tremendously helpful in combination with the old SVL 90. We ripped up a lot of rock, all that over there and all that over there, and we got some really solid soil. And Jake got stung by probably a half a dozen bees, maybe 8 or 10. I don't know, who's counting? So let's talk a little bit about timelines. We've got our trusses. Here are the end gables. This one goes on that side and the other one goes on that side. You can see the framing is just a little bit different versus the center support trusses that will occupy everything inside the gables. We got these delivered the other day, and that's an awesome step in the right direction of seeing a structure literally materialize. But we've got a little bit of bad news. The bad news, actually, before the bad news, we've got like layers of bad news. The bad news, before I get to the bad news that I intended this video to be about for you guys as an update for the shop, is, you know that gate that Jake and I were so proud that we got installed perfectly square as if we were professional gate installers? Dude that delivered these trusses did not count for the whole passenger side of his truck. He just completely disregarded it. Didn't look in his rearview mirrors and trying to gauge his distance from any specific objects in the way. Now granted, these aren't small trusses, so 12.5 foot from bottom to top, and these things are 62 foot exactly in length because we've got a foot overhang on the front and the back of the building.
Did he have any kind of oversized load permit for that, or is that?
It had flags everywhere.
Flags, okay.
So the guy came in this way. This was the inside of the truss on the right side there of the gate. He just completely disregarded that side, which then ended up tweaking my gate like really bad. Kind of hard to tell right now. We did our best to adjust it to make it look somewhat presentable, but it's definitely not fixable with the material we have. Right when we got the gate perfectly set up, the dude runs into it. Now it's an unfortunate chain of events. Things happen and it is what it is. That wasn't the bad news. The bad news is that we actually didn't meet our initial timelines that had already been adjusted multiple times to get this building framed. We thought, as of this video being live, that the building would already be framed with these in their final forever resting home on top of the building, but that ended up falling through. It's very unfortunate news, and of course it's not the biggest deal or the end of the world, but Mike, the contractor that's handling all this, also my very good friend, he had an issue that came up that inevitably delayed our timeline by about a half of a week, which again is not the end of the world by any means. Actually, as of this video going live, we're gonna start framing tomorrow. I'm filming this video on Sunday. This is as recent of an update as possible. I was really excited to make a video giving you guys a tour of the inside of the building with the trusses already suspended, but that's not the case as of today. Now, we are looking at a little bit of rain in the forecast, but I don't think that that's going to slow us down because inevitably we need to give ourselves about a day or a day and a half to do the physical framing. So that would mean taking all the posts, framing them up, and then taking all the lateral 2x4s to actually physically hold the building together. So the goal for the first day is to get the building framed up and supported with 2x4s that go to the ground. The next day is going to be somewhat of an auxiliary day so we can make sure that all of our loose ends are tidied up. And then the next morning is when the crane will be coming out to lift these massive 62 foot span trusses into the sky high to secure them to the building. And then that day we're hoping to get done some tin work as well. I feel like our feet are just about to hit the sand in terms of materialization of what we've been working for here on the channel for Enthusiast World Headquarters 5.0 for 7 months. Actually, it's more than that. It's 8 months. We started this process in December of 2020, which is absolutely crazy to me that it's almost been an entire year of working towards the goal that starts as official kickoff tomorrow. Lots of work goes into this stuff, guys. This is my first time ever acting as a project manager slash site coordinator slash contract manager, making sure and overseeing all of these critical steps and all of the critical parties involved are here in the time windows that are available to make sure that we keep this building moving along, on top of all of the inspections and everything else that just comes along with the actual building of a building. But it's been a really cool opportunity for me to keep you guys posted and introduce you to what it takes to learn this stuff yourself rather than just simply hiring somebody to do it. And of course, there's significant savings associated to that, right? You kind of look at composition of cost for something like this in two parts. You've got your material cost and then your labor cost. We're going to write off all the other permitting fees and stormwater management fees and other kind of erroneous costs too that come into the actual building of a garage. But things do add up pretty quickly, guys. Like, I am not going to shy away from stating that obvious point. But if we were to hire somebody to do this thing where we were completely hands off, I'd be in almost nearly double the cost of what it is that I'm in materials to this point in time. Unfortunately, like I said, I got a really good friend, Mike, that was willing to take charge on this project with myself, Jake, and some of his friends involved, and we are going to make this happen. I'm so unbelievably excited to see the result of our efforts, the fruits of our labors, and stand back and say, boys, we pretty much did this thing on our own. We touched every single component of that. And of course, all that satisfaction and fulfillment's going to come with its series of headaches, but boys, that's just the name of the game. Now that brings us to the next question that I have for my experienced garage owners in the audience, and that is radiant floor. Do any of you have radiant floor, and do you have recommendations as to where I should consider going about procuring the materials to get that done? I know that I need my PEX pipe, I know I need my fittings, I know I need a manifold, but is there a nice online resource that makes all of that simple and then maybe will even do a design for us? I don't know. I've got a few leads on some resources, but you guys are always so unbelievably helpful. So I wanted to ping that question out to anyone that has the experience to contribute here, because truthfully, I don't think that I'd be able to do all this stuff without you guys, because you always add such valuable input. All right, boys and girls, that's about where we're gonna wrap up this upload. We had to go over some crucial details, so thanks for bearing with us. I wish that we had more progress to be made, but this is progress being made right before our eyes. We got an awesome food plot planted. I'm excited to see how that grows and materializes as we invite these oh so beautiful deer to this exclusive resort that we have here on Rocky Ridge. We also just put out another trail camera, so we're gonna see if we can't see some stuff on the top of the property and down below where the food plot's actually at. So that being said, boys and girls, if you haven't grabbed your entries for Dream Deals giveaway number 19 and you want to get entered not only for the truck and the cash, but also an X-Acto knife for the streets, that KTM 690 SMCR, then you can do so as long as you get your entries before 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on August 25th of 2021. Afterwards, you're still going to be able to get entered, but you're not going to be able to get entered for a chance to win the truck and the bike. Two badass prizes going to two of you, and which one could it be? Only time will tell. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, like button, and notification bell at the bottom of the video before you leave, and we'll see you all in the next upload.